Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is David, and I'm back with yet another Bookshelf Essential. This is a series of videos that I'm doing where I'm talking about a book on my shelf that is, well, essential. We all like to think that we would love nothing more than a library full of books that are just ones that we couldn't imagine being parted from. Unfortunately, most of us don't ever hit that goal. And I'm nowhere near that. I've got a lot of books on my shelf that I've never read, and I'm trying to whittle down. I've got a lot of books that would be bookshelf essentials that I don't own yet, that I need to get a copy of for myself or replace that I've previously owned in order to have them be getting their well-deserved place. There are also some that I have, but maybe I don't have the edition that I would want. But that is a problem that does not relate to this particular bookshelf essential. Now, if you haven't checked it out yet, Michael K. Vaughan and Steve Donahue are both doing bookshelf essentials as well, which is a fun thing to see. It's always just really fascinating to see what other people think is a essential book in their collection and why. And I would encourage all of you to do the same. I would love nothing more than to just fill my queue in a day of just listening to people talk about books that they absolutely love and could not imagine having it leave their collection. And so today I'm going to talk about one that is kind of difficult to talk about. I am not the fastest or the best at reading these kinds of books, but I've come to have a greater appreciation of them over the last couple of years. So today I'm talking about the landmark Julius Caesar. This is the complete works. So these are all of the works by Julius Caesar. So this contains the Gallic War, Civil War, Alexandrian War, African War, and Spanish War. Now, not all of these are long. This book, on the other hand, is a monster. It is, let's see how many pages we've got. We've got to get past maps at the back. I mean, it's 800 pages. It feels like more than that because this is a big book. Like, this is monstrous. But the reason why this particular edition is great is because it is just packed full of images, footnotes. Let's see here if I can find maps that are relevant in the context of what's being discussed. There is a lot of outstanding scholarship that goes into here, all of which you can do exactly what I did on my first read through this about 2 years ago and ignore every bit of it and just immerse yourself in the text. But then you have this that you can pull back into and refer back to, okay, well, what is this actually telling me? Why is this here? And then you can look and see, oh, okay, yeah, this is why they have this map in here, and this is how it pertains. It's zooming in on this area of Spain where they're doing the Spanish War. And one of the unique things about this particular text, so the works of Julius Caesar. We all know Caesar as a very famous figure in history, particularly for the spread of the conquest that he had and what happened with the Ides of March, with his death. But I want to emphasize that it is very rare in this period of time to have such a prominent figure in their own viewpoint of the things that were going on. He was very, very much involved in a lot of things. As you can see, there's 5 different wars it's talking about, including a civil war. And so it's a time of conflict and strife and upheaval and unrest. And while he is not necessarily the person that you would want to go to for trustworthy viewpoints on what really is happening, obviously he's going to be skewed in one way or the other. He's going to view himself in the most favorable light possible. Who wouldn't? I mean, he's in the position of power. He wants people to reflect well on him as a leader. But when it comes to it, word for word, this is one of the great works of history during this period that you could go and pick up and read. And all the extra stuff that's in here is why the landmark edition is my edition of choice. The Landmark edition has done several others, and I've got two of them on my shelf. I've got Herodotus and Thucydides that I need to get to. I especially want to get to Herodotus, knowing it is Michael K. Vaughan's favorite of all of the works of literature that he's ever read. Histories by Herodotus is his favorite. And so I need to get around to that. And I want to get around to that. But I have read through all of Julius Caesar. I've probably read through about half of Thucydides in the past before I had the Landmark edition, which replaced the Norton Critical that I had prior to that. I can't tell you whether or not the translation in here is a great one. I can't believe that they would choose a poor translation given all the other stuff that go into this kind of a package. But the Landmark editions, there's not a single landmark that I would turn down. So there's a Landmark Arian, which I believe covers Alexander the Great, which I would love to have. And then there's two different ones now for Xenophon. There's the Hellenica and the Anabasis, I think. And I need both of those as well. Suffice to say, whether I know the work or not, if they put out a Landmark edition of anything, I'm going to be picking it up because it's pound for pound. It is worth every bit that you're going to pay. And these are extremely affordable. You would expect something like this to be $80 to $100 based on the prices of a lot of other scholarly editions of stuff. But these things are $20, $30, which is remarkably well priced. That's for a paperback, at least. I'm sure the hardcover's more, if they even make hardcovers in these. I haven't ever seen one. I'm sure they exist. I'm sure Steve or Michael have some of the hardcover ones, but these are fantastic. And so that is why the works of Julius Caesar here in the Landmark Julius Caesar is an absolute essential for my collection, because it is one I'm going to be rereading in the future and referring back to anytime I'm looking up anything related to Julius Caesar and his conquests. This is going to be the go-to source because it's going to have images and maps and things like that are going to help whatever it is I'm trying to figure out have a little bit more substance to it. So there you go. Again, I would love to hear your bookshelf essentials, and I will catch you later.